So my name is Mike. I work for the Quality Assurance Department here at Win-on-One Software, and today we'll be introducing our latest data source, which is a connection to Wonderware's SystemPlatform. And in that, we are now able to connect directly to a deployed Galaxy on the same machine, and to specify types of alarms that we're interested in. We can get those in real time. We can respond to them, including the ability to acknowledge them from a remote connection. So, looking in the Win-on-One GUI, this is what it looks like when you bring it up and you go to the alarming section. You will go over to the SystemPlatform area, and we have three tabs. There are subscriptions, galaxies, and descriptions. It's made to be a from left to right configuration process because it comes out to be the logical flow of work. So what are subscriptions? Subscriptions are a way of telling the SystemPlatform the type of alarms that we're interested in. It could be every alarm. It could be a specific range of priorities or areas. So out of the box, we have an all alarms filter, which is available for your use. It's a wildcard. It will catch everything. If you decide to use this, every alarm in the SystemPlatform will be caught by this filter. So let's make a smaller filter, one that's a little more precise. We would click the Create button down on the left-hand side, and an empty subscription workspace is provided. We'll call this subscription High Priority, and we have three attributes that we can manipulate to control the aspect of the filter. They come in the all areas, all object attributes, and all priorities are selected. We can narrow the scope by defining specific areas we were interested in, specific objects, or specific priorities, or a specific range of priorities. So areas, if you go into the SystemPlatform, it's the thing that is just below the app engines, and I've made it as obvious as I can. Your areas will probably have more creative names, but I have Area 1 here and Area 2, and they're running off of Win Platform 001. Before Win-on-One can connect, there are some things you need to do over on the SystemPlatform side of things to get it ready to go. Starting with the Win platform, you would open that up and you would check under the Generals tab, make sure that Enable In-Touch Alarm Provider is checked. If it's not checked, then we're not going to get any alarm information from this platform. So in this case it's checked. Great, we'll close that. No changes made. The Galaxy will need to be deployed, so I'll deploy that, and then we will go back over to the Win-on-One side of things and look at the areas in the specific description. I'm only interested in the areas that are in Area 1 at this point for this filter. So I want high priority alarms in Area 1. So I have a tool that I can use with four options. It comes with wildcard, where we use asterisks to represent any series of characters followed by, let's say, the word about. With a wildcard like this, anything that ends in an A, B-O-U-T area will will be caught by this subscription. I could change it to regular expression. These are complicated. I'm not going to say a whole lot about them. If you're a software engineer, you probably know all about these. If you're not, talk to a software engineer. Chances are we'll probably be using either contains or does not contain. So I like contains. And now if I put area 001, then it doesn't matter really what the name of the area is, as long as it contains area 001 in it somewhere. That string is what we're looking for. If I selected does not contain, then just the opposite. Anything that doesn't have area 001 in it will qualify for this filter. And I can add as many of these as I want in the way of filters. But I'm going to leave it at that to keep it kind of simple. The second has to do with the object attributes. Objects are attributes. Basically, this comes down to the tag name. If you go back into the SystemPlatform and double-click on the object you're interested in, it will come up and it'll show you the attributes. And the attributes are more or less the tags. Area 1, the Mocha has 2 tags assigned to it at the moment. One of them is attribute 001. And this is a limit alarm. It's a variable analog with a high that's set to a priority of 100 and a low that's set to a priority of 800. There's also an attribute called bully for no particular reason, and it's either on or off or true or false, and it has a discrete alarm set so that if it's in the true or the 1 state, then it's going to be an alarm condition with a priority of 625. If it's false, it will not be an alarm. So those are the 2 attributes I have there. Also have an area number 2 in my demo, my simulated SCADA, and I'm not going to use that for anything except the watchdog and the on-off attribute, and we'll take a little closer look at that later as the tutorial unfolds. So getting back to Win 911, I'm going to leave the attributes, the specific object attributes unchecked, go back to all. So at this point I'll take anything. This subscription will take any alarm that contains the area 001. But I called it high priority for a reason, so I'm going to specify a range of priorities that qualify, that this subscription checks for. So I'm going to make my range from 500 to 1,000. So anything that has a severity of 500 to 1,000 and has an area 001 in it will be caught by my high priority filter. If either one of these are wrong, if it's not from this area or if it's from below, or it has a priority that's below 500, 499 or less, this will not qualify for this filter and it'll ignore it. So I'll go ahead and throw on a label. Labels are optional organizational tools that you can use both visually, and you can also base some of your alarm escalation decisions on labels. If you can create whatever you like, give it whatever color scheme makes sense to you. I'm just going to use one of the CAN safety label. So that's the end of this filter. I'll save that. I'm going to want to make a second filter that's not high priority, but also ignores area 2, because I'm going to use area 2 for my watchdog alarms. So I will basically create a low filter alarm by, I'm going to hit the duplicate button. We'll call this all others from area 001. And what I'm going to do in the area section, so I'm going to say does not contain. So as long as an alarm doesn't contain area 001 in its title, it will be caught by this filter. And I'm going to leave that alone, click save, and I've got my filters or my subscriptions ready to go. So that's a tour of the subscription section. Galaxies, this is where we get to the specifics of what you've configured over in your Galaxy. We will create a connection to the Galaxy by clicking the Create button, and you've got 3 tabs for your workspace. Best to start with connection details. You'll enter the name of your Galaxy here. So in our case, our Galaxy name is Andromeda. So this will be a local Galaxy. It's on the Win911 machine deployed here. The second box, enable Galaxy queries, it's just a simple checkbox, and you're going to want to check that in the event that the Win platform, if you go back into the Win platform on the General tab, if this box is checked, you check it in Win911. If it's not checked, you leave it blank. So it's not checked, which I'll make sure this is not checked as well. You can also set your Galaxy up to use authentication in order to interact with it, require a username and a password. If that's the case, if you have your Galaxy set up that way, you would check this box and you would create a user and a password, some credentials that Win911 can use to log in with. My demo Galaxy doesn't have it set up for that, so we'll leave all this blank. But if I didn't, of course, you'd have to have the proper username and password, and then this test credentials button you can click, and it will use those credentials to see if it can contact the Galaxy, and if it can, if it's not rejected, you'll get a happy little check mark saying that it was successful, or a red X saying that that's not the case. So I'll uncheck that. Comm alarms are something that can be a nuisance. They may be something that you're not interested in because they occur a lot. Sometimes it's a non-issue. And if that's the case, if you want to globally decide that you're not interested in comm alarms, go ahead and tick this box and it'll ignore those. For the sake of our demo, I'm going to leave this ticked. The last thing we need to set up on the connection details are the areas you want Win911 to monitor. So in order to connect to alarms, we need to have the name of the Galaxy, and then we need to have the areas that stem off of that Galaxy that we're interested in. So we're interested in 2. We're interested in area 1, which are the actual system platform area alarms to monitor, but we're also interested in area 2 because it's going to host our watchdog alarm, which is going to monitor Win911's connectivity with SystemPlatform. So we've got these 2 areas. That's all we're interested in. We're done with the first tab. The second tab is the subscription routes. So the subscriptions we created back here, we are going to assign strategies. Strategies are basically their call-out lists. This is the scheme that is activated, the people who need to be notified in the order, in the timing that you deem necessary. This is all set up over here, and I advise you to if you have questions about how to set up your notifications, There is a video tutorial on that I would refer you to, but to quickly point out, their tactics and strategies. Strategies are what the alarms are connected to, and then the tactics are the call out lists. So I have a strategy of alert Adam and alert Bob, and basically if I use the alert Adam, I'll email a guy named Adam. If I pull the other strategy, I'll email Bob. So I'll move back to where we are, and we'll create some routes. So this is my all alarms. It's here. It's always there for you to use. You don't have to use it, but you can't modify it. So if you tried to go into your subscriptions and click on this, you can't go in and change its name or any of its attributes. Will be interesting. We will take high priority alarms, and we will notify Adam whenever a high priority occurs. We need another route because we're a complex system. So I'll use all other alarms from area 001, and if those occur, basically they're my low priority alarms, I will alert Bob. Now, what's going to happen, it's important to pay attention to the rank, the stacking from top to bottom. Rank number 1 gets the first crack at an alarm. When the system platform will send us the alarm, and we'll look at the first filter and see if we have a match. In case for that to be a match, high priority means it has to be above, the priority of that alarm has to be above 500 or above, and it has to come from area 001. The second route does not have a specified priority, but it does require it come from area 001. So what will happen here, if we got rid of the top one, then everything from 001 would be piped to Bob. But because we have the high priority at the top, it's going to catch that alarm. It's going to send the high priority alarm to Adam, and the second route is never going to know about that alarm. So the first route to match is the route that dispatches the alarm. So in this case, we have a situation where our two guys, Adam, he's our high priority guy, and Bob's low priority. So we will be happy with that. If we wanted to switch it around, I could highlight number 2, click the uptick button, and now Bob gets everything no matter what. We'll put him back down at 2 because that makes sense. The last tab in the Galaxy section is called Watchdogs. All of the subscription route alarms, these are real alarms from SystemPlatform. They're not Win911 alarms per se. We're not evaluating those. We're simply responding to what SystemPlatform tells us the alarm is. Watchdogs are different. Watchdogs are actual Win911 alarms. These are not alarms you're going to see over in SystemPlatform in their alarm summary. They are simply changing alarm conditions that represent heartbeats to us, something that lets us know that we still are in contact with the SystemPlatform. If the heartbeat stops, Win911 can assume the SystemPlatform has crashed, and we can send out alarms based on those. So we're going to do that because we're safety minded. We want to know if SystemPlatform crashes. That's important. So I'll click my add watchdog, and I can call this watchdog whatever I want. I'm going to go with heartbeat. I'm going to say the description is has stopped. I'm going to need to tell Win911 the area it can find this alarm in. And this area is going to be from area 2. It'll be the only thing looking at area 2. The device name is going to be the tag that I'm interested in. So I'm going to pop back over to my system platform. I'm going to double click on tank number 001, which is in area 2, and this is my on-off alarm. It's actually set as an alarm over on system platform side of things. It's set here state alarm state, which is on, has a priority of 500, and it's going to cycle in and out of alarm continuously at a 30-second rate. So the name of this is on off. I got that from the name of the attribute. So it's called right here on off, capital O, lowercase everything else. And the timeout. This is the amount of time it has to cycle to change its alarm status, either from into or out of alarm, is 90 seconds. As long as it keeps doing that, if we get an update every 89 seconds, we're happy. As soon as 90 seconds expires since the last change, then Win911 will kick off this heartbeat alarm. And we'll go ahead and use the default strategy, which is the strategy that alerts everybody as soon as it possibly can, because this would be the highest alarm state as far as we're concerned. At that point, we don't even know what alarm conditions are. I'll make that very severe, crank that up to 1,000, and we'll give it a safety label because it's critical piece of information. I can have as many alarms of these watchdog alarms as I like. I can set a watchdog back in a PLC and have the PLC with a tag that's going in and out of alarm. And that way I can monitor the health of hardware that is attached to the SCADA. But for the sake of simplicity, I'll leave it at that. We'll hit the save button. And when I save this, it's going to go live. Actually, let's see. One thing that we need in order to get information to make our connection is this guy right here. This is our runtime. Win911 system platform runtime. You will have to start that manually or set up an automated way to start that. That's what will connect us with the Galaxy. Once it's up and running, you can leave it. Even if you make changes to Win911, you don't have to restart this. But the initial start has to take place. You have to either go in here and click it yourself, or set up a task or something like that that'll start it whenever your system platform starts. So I'll bring up my Win911 alarm logger, and there we see the bully alarm we just set off. It tells me the name of the alarm. It tells me where it came from, the Andromeda Galaxy. It tells me who it's alerting. It's alerting Adam. It's not alerting Bob, so that's good. That means it's a high priority filter caught it. So if I double click on it, we can drill down into some more details. It'll tell us in the notification, it'll tell us it's dispatching it, whether it's been acknowledged. I can use this to acknowledge if I like. So I'll click that and put a note as a comment. Click OK, and now it says that the ACK was requested. You can see up here in the alarm summary that it's been ACKed over on the system platform side of things, and this check in the state column means it agrees that it's been acknowledged. So if I move this back down to the safe section, the alarm goes away here, and it should likewise. Actually, that other alarm did go away. This is a new alarm. This is my heartbeat. It means that the on-off has not changed in at least 90 seconds, and that's true because I don't have a way of changing it. It just sits there. If I was to set up an actual SCADA, I would ensure that there was some thing to change that value every so often. But we'll go ahead and acknowledge that by clicking it. And that is just about everything except the description section, which I will show you next. In the event that the things you have set up here don't make any sense, your description, this, so we can send this off in an email, this description doesn't make any sense, or this description may have information that's just not humanly consumable. And if that's the case, you can overwrite this from the Win911 side, so that what the user sees, what the guy who receives the email, the notification, gets a more user-friendly description. So do that by going back over to Win911 and looking at this last section called descriptions. Now we can create a description for a particular alarm. In this case, it'll be our watchdog alarm, which is on/off. Actually, we'll call this heartbeat. The object is on/off. And the description I want to use is system platform has crashed. An exclamation point. Now if I save that, the next time a heartbeat type of alarm occurs and it sends out an email, it's going to give me, instead of the description found here, it's going to give me the description found here, which is System Platform has crashed. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our System Platform connection. Sure, thank you for your time watching this. Please give us a call or email us if you have any questions. Thank you very much for watching.